Welcome to Rob Schmitt Tonight. 8 days into this administration, and it's clear that common sense immigration policies will not be easy to maintain. For decades, Americans have been desensitized to illegal immigration. And for the last 4 years, our government has tried to condition us to accept fully open borders in this country. Democrats and the media scoffed at concerns as the world poured in. They called you xenophobic as third world aliens poured into your country, flown in by our government in some cases, and then spread around to minimize the impact. For 4 years, the Biden administration committed an act so brazen, the best word to describe it would be treason. Over the past 8 days, the effort to reverse absolute chaos has been underway. Day by day, the arrest numbers you see behind me are climbing to more than 1,000 over the last couple of days. Deportation flights sending the worst first back from whence they came. The United States is now a sovereign nation once again, and not the world's dumping ground. We saw ICE raids in New York this morning. After hitting several major cities in recent days, we now have a head of Homeland Security that actually cares about Homeland Security. How novel. Kristi Noem rode along for today's raids in New York as officers arrested a ringleader of a Venezuelan gang called Tren de Aragua.
Here in New York City this morning, we are getting the dirt bags off these streets.
Quick little snippet there. A lot different than Alejandro Mayorkas, who just sat in front of Congress and lied and decimated his agency. At the White House today, Karoline Leavitt was asked about how many of the thousands arrested by ICE are actual criminals. The question, of course, came from a reporter who doesn't believe that illegal entry itself is a crime. Take a listen.
Of the 3,500 arrests, ICE, can you just tell us the numbers? How many have a criminal record versus those who are just in the country illegally?
All of them, because they illegally broke our nation's laws and therefore they are criminals as far as this administration goes. I know the last administration didn't see it that way, so it's a big culture shift in our nation to view someone who breaks our immigration laws as a criminal, but that's exactly what they are.
You made a point with the worst first. They all have a criminal record?
And welcome to the break.
If they broke our nation's laws, yes, they are criminal.
It's a culture shift back to what people actually think and away from what they in Washington actually want. The media will now work to end deportations after violent criminals are removed. That's going to be the next step as they move the goalpost here. They didn't want any deportations at all. But recent polling shows that Americans are going to want more. Just before the inauguration, 2/3 of Americans supported deporting all illegals in the country. 2/3. You don't get that kind of agreement on anything. That number is about double what it was 10 years ago, when only around 1/3 of Americans wanted all illegals in the country gone. Now, the left thinks that this is a sign of an increasingly intolerant, right-wing, and bigoted society. In reality, the left is simply just reaping what they have sown. The reason this is happening is very obvious. By dumping millions of people into this country, they have dramatically altered the politics of the electorate. They did this. You're not a bad person. They did this. Had they not acted so extreme, with such disregard for the quality of life of the people of this country, had they not been insane, the sharp immigration mandate that we're seeing, which they view as so harsh, would never have come, and they'd have nothing to cry about.
They very soon will be deporting grandmothers, deporting business people, deporting people who are the ones that run our Sunday markets that we love so much.
And one thing we don't have to wonder about is how it feels if you were undocumented in America right now, or even if you worry that you could be mistaken for being undocumented because of the color of your skin or your name.
I don't understand. I'm so sorry. I wish I could do something, but I can't.
The stupidity is staggering. We had to show you that one more time. So much emotion as criminals are removed from society. Protecting inner city residents with a lot of these arrests, which is something white liberals always pretend to care so much about, protecting our inner city residents, our diverse residents of this country. That's who they're protecting by doing these raids inside of American cities and getting child molesters and thieves out. Such a confusing response when you really think about it. And just to show you how much our beliefs have been manipulated in only a decade, here's Obama 11 years ago.
If you're a criminal, you'll be deported. If you plan to enter the U.S. illegally, your chances of getting caught and sent back just went up. The actions I'm taking are not only lawful, they're the kinds of actions taken by every single Republican president and every single Democratic president for the past half century.
Half century. His rhetoric and his actions toward illegals was arguably more harsh than Trump's, is the truth. And he was beloved by the American left and still is. It makes you realize how easily manipulated we are. Our government is more than aware of how easy we are to manipulate. It's why politicians repeat the same lines and lies over and over, no matter how ridiculous they look to those of us that are actually paying attention. And a great example of that and just how insufferable our politicians can be is happening right now as Democrats are feigning outrage over the high prices that they've created to try and talk about something other than immigration, to try and make Trump look bad. The same people who told you before the election that inflation was down, wages are up, and Biden's economy was great are now losing it over the price of eggs.
My local Costco was out of eggs this weekend. We ended up paying $14 for 18 eggs.
Prices are going up, price of eggs. He kept using the words immediately. I will do this immediately when he ran. He said on day one. And it's not only that he hasn't moved the needle, it's that he hasn't even indicated he knows where the needle is.
The majority of white people voted for this. This is the disgusting version of America that people want. And oh, by the way, eggs are still more expensive.
They're furious about immigration, and they're hoping to hurt Trump's approval with you based on the economy and based on the inflation that they created. Anything to shred his popularity and minimize the power of his mandate. Liz Warren, who you just heard from, tweeted out, has Trump lowered the price of groceries? No. Instead, he's focused on renaming the Gulf of Mexico. Today, my colleagues and I gave him a list of things he could do right now to start to lower the prices of eggs. It's all about eggs. So Liz has a list. Liz, did you do any of those things on your list when Biden was in the White House for the last 3 years that we've had rampant inflation that's gutted the middle class of this country? No. You just printed trillions and trillions of dollars out and gutted the quality of life for pretty much everybody that lives in your country. The people who decimated this nation with inflation and with the formerly open border, decimated the country, are now demanding that the dumpster fire that they ignited be fully extinguished in a week.
You know, everybody's reporting the same stories, the same spin. You turn the channel, it's always the same. But not us, we're different. We report the real news, no spin, just the facts. Turn to us and you won't turn back.
Tune in to Rob Schmitt Tonight on Newsmax.